So when we were visiting the other day, you were telling me a new technique about either starting seeds or cuttings, and it was called a snail. I thought we didn't want snails in the garden.
We really don't want snails in our garden, but this is different. It's going to look like a snail, but it's going to be very productive and rather than unproductive.
Okay, good. I was worried there for a minute.
Yes, snails usually give gardeners the heebie-jeebies.
No kidding.
We don't want to worry about that. So you can use all kinds of materials. What we want is a sheet material that is unlikely to have root penetration.
Okay.
So there are people who use heavy paper, like a construction paper.
Right.
And you can do that depending on how long you're going to have this, because after a while, with the moisture, that might break down.
Sure.
But lots of other materials that aren't absorbent. So in this case, this is packing material.
Yeah.
It's just a packing foam. You can use the sill foam that they use in houses now to seal your sills. You can use bubble wrap. You can even recycle things like your bags. Yeah, a good way to recycle them. I pre-cut this one and I folded it in half rather than cutting it in half, just to get that extra little bit of thickness.
Okay.
And this one's approximately 3 feet long.
All right.
We really don't have to worry about, dragging a tape out and somebody to hold this down for us. A woman's hand is about 6 inches long.
All right.
And so we just, 1, 2, 3, and I've got my 18 inches, and then I fold it in half. And then I know I've got approximately. But they can be cut shorter or longer depending on, after you make a couple, you'll get an idea of just how beefy you really want your snails to be. So we're going to use our great soil here.
All righty.
And just, for access, we'll open it like this so that both of us can get our hands in here.
Okay. I love getting my hands in the dirt.
Well, while we're at it, this is a great way to plant lettuce in the fall too, is just to open one of these bags, seed this, and then cover it with a tote. You can grow lettuce all winter long in one bag of Arbor Gate soil. Yeah, it's a really quick and easy way to do it.
So
this has a decent moisture to it right out of the bag.
Right.
So I think what we'll do, even though it's a little messier, is we'll go ahead and we'll load our seed snail, and then we'll moisten it.
Okay.
If it was really dry, I might moisten it first.
So how much soil am I putting?
Well, you want about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. It's more than you think.
Okay.
And we'll have some spillover, but that's okay.
Okay.
And then notice that I'm leaving about 6 or 8 inches down here open.
I need to do that?
You can go right to the end.
Oh, okay. It's fun.
Yeah, this is the fun part. And it's just the idea that, when we want to start 2 of something, a pot makes more sense.
Right.
But when you want to start, like a packet of zinnias, a couple of hundred of them, or your coleus, or, cabbages, or whatever you want to start.
Lettuce,
right.
Well, the thing that occurs to me is the space saving.
Right. It's the space saving. And the fact that in a shoebox, you can start thousands of plants in just one plastic shoebox.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're packed up. All right, so you haven't done this, so this will be a good demo that we're going to start lifting from there, and you're going to roll this just like a cinnamon roll.
Okay.
And don't worry if you lose a little, and let it kind of be a loose roll.
Okay. This would be a fun project with kids, too.
Yep. Work a little bit to keep it straight.
Okay.
There you go. Oh yeah, kids would love this.
Here.
A little bit, but that's okay. It's a pretty user-friendly project.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to wrap up here. And normally we would tape this closed.
Okay.
And then all we want to do is we want to set it up, and now you can see your snail.
I see, yeah.
And so we'll add a little bit where we lost, and we'll tamp down.
So any particular type of tape, just something like duct tape that would be water resistant?
Duct tape, painter's tape is a good one.
Okay.
If you use painter's tape, it comes off easily, and so you can kind of reuse these.
Okay.
That works out well. And as you get the hang of it, they go really quickly too. There we go. We got us our little snail in gear there.
Here, I'll push it against there so it won't
There we go. That'll work. All right, so now we have our seeding surface in here, and how well I pack this kind of depends on what I'm planting.
Okay.
So if I'm going to plant something that I know I want to put a cover on, I might be a little bit shallower.
Okay.
And in addition, if I'm planting a large seed, something that's about the size of a bean or a kernel of corn, you can actually lay the seed out before you roll it.
Okay.
but you don't have to. But
Sure.
the smaller seeds, things like this lettuce, we want to do it like this, and then we'll take our seed and dispense a little into our hands, and we'll just start right here. And lettuce needs light to germinate, so this is one of the really good way to start your lettuce, and some of your other shallower planted greens as well. So out to the end, we can kind of see our seed. We'll put the rest of it back in.
So in 2-3 weeks, we can start another snail with what's left.
Absolutely.
And then we have our succession
yes,
planting with our
you sure
lettuce.
can.
Yeah.
And so we just want to lightly cover this. Just barely cover the seed. What we're covering is really not anything more than just enough to hold the seed down.
Okay.
And keep moisture around the seed. So really quickly like that. Then we'll need to make our label. And since this is a pretty commonly planted lettuce, I'm just going to put BSS because we know it's black-seeded Simpson. I always put the date because your germination days will be on your seed packet,
Sure.
and then you know when to start looking for some germination. We'll slide that anywhere in here. You could put it, that could be your middle or anywhere around.
Right.
And then water in.
Water. Okay.
Perfect.
Drains well.
It drains beautifully. And you have, one of the great things about this is we really don't need tons and tons of rooting space.
Right.
But we do want the roots to go long.
Right.
And so rather than a shallow seeding tray, this allows it to develop a longer root, and then when we're ready to transplant, you just reverse this. We're going to lay it down, gently roll it out, lift each one of our seedlings, and get them set in.
Perfect.
So it works very, very well. And you can actually start cuttings like this too.
I noticed you brought some roses
Did,
today.
yes. We have one of our favorites here, the climbing pinky, who's really enjoying the fall. So, you know, we want to remove the leaves because we want all of the energy to go into developing roots. Then we're going to take a cutting just about 1/4 of an inch above a node or a bud. We want to look at the bottom here and do the same. We want about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch below a node.
This is a great time of year to do that.
It really is. And then we use our rooting hormone, but we always dispense a little bit of it onto a paper towel or a piece of paper into a little bag.
Right.
We don't ever want to dip our plant material into the jar because we can, if we do have anything, we can contaminate the whole jar.
Right.
So a fresh cut is enough to pick up the little bit of rooting hormone. We really don't need a lot. In fact, we should tap off any excess.
Okay.
And then we can make a hole, plunge our cutting, firm the soil around the cutting, and we're ready to go. You can also have that option of once it's laid out, you can stick all of your cuttings about 3 or 4 inches apart, a little bit more distance, and then roll it up with the cuttings in there as well. So the great thing about this is in a flat or in a small plastic tote or a shoebox, you can put 6 or 8 of these things and get your whole garden pretty much started all off at once, inexpensively, without a lot of waste, and without taking up a lot of space.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
That's perfect. Well, that's not a snail I would mind having around.
No, not a snail that would hurt anything at all. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Angela.
You bet.